Realtor.
I'm Kristen Zappia, mortgage agent.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of Do You Know the Process of Buying a Home in Ontario? Do you really know? As I was thinking about it, it's not a cookie cutter when it comes to buying a home because it always depends on your situation. We have homeowners who would like to either downsize or upsize. We have first-time home buyers. We have people who are going through divorce and other situations. So for someone like me, I'm a single mom. So again, it's a different process of what are the requirements when you are buying a home. So the first thing really that when someone approached me to say, hey Desiree, we would like to start looking for a home and can we they get all excited, like, hey, can you help us find a home for this much and at this place, and we want this number of bedrooms and number of parking spaces and everything like that. And as much as I get excited to help them, the first thing I really do ask is that, have you been pre-approved? So it's really the very first step in, no, actually, there will be more second. First step is finding a realtor to actually help you, give you the best advice first, which is to find a mortgage broker or agent to help you get pre-approved so that you can actually get know the amount that you are eligible for when you are purchasing.
Which also helps you in regards to knowing the areas you're going to start shopping in, right?
Exactly. So actually, you know what? Regardless of whether you're actually going to find or look for a realtor first, but the really very first thing that you should be doing is get pre-approved. So I just want to actually revert this, kind of table to Kristen here because that's what she does.
Absolutely. So as Desiree says, get pre-approved. Great. How do I do that? You find a mortgage agent, a mortgage broker, or some people most people go to their bank.
What's the difference?
What is the difference?
Exactly, what's the difference?
So, using a mortgage agent versus going to your bank. Going to your bank, okay, yeah, they have all my history, they're gonna get me the best deal. Maybe not always true, because they're not going to tell you of the other deals that are out there, because they only are dealing with what they sell, with their products. So using a mortgage agent, using a mortgage professional that works for a brokerage, that is licensed, will give you other options, other alternatives. Not everybody is in, like Desiree said, like a one size fits all situation. Scenarios change, things change, life changes. So what you need is a mortgage professional. So you're gonna find one. I suggest talking to a few people, finding out who you enjoy and understand and communicate best with. Once you have that nailed down, then it's the mortgage process. The mortgage process starts with a pre-approval. So let's get you pre-approved. That pre-approval helps you, like we said before, it helps you know how much of a home you can buy. This helps Desiree know what areas she can search in. The pre-approval also helps you know how much your monthly mortgage payments are going to be, what your interest rate is going to be, all this fun stuff. Now, you found a mortgage professional. Your next step is to start preparing yourself for your first few conversations, interactions with them. What you're going to need is 2 pieces of government ID, employment information, proof of your down payment, proof of your savings and investments. So that's even if you already own a home. Details of your current debt, and always good to know your credit score.
That's right. Actually, one of the things you mentioned is that contact your employer, or proof of employment, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What if someone is self-employed? Is that more difficult to actually get pre-approved?
No.
So is there a different criteria or process that they have to go through?
There's just a few additional documents, really. So it's however, like how they're filing their taxes. So there is the T1s, which is for self-employed. So those are the additional documents that, versus like an employed person has a T4.
T4, yes.
Right? Self-employed have T1s, T1 generals. So that's pretty much all you need, and notices of assessments.
From what I can
And it's
recall,
usually when you're employed, I always, no matter what, ask for 2 years.
2 years. How about the self-employed?
2
2
years.
years as well.
Yeah.
Right. So 2 years you have to be at least fully self-employed. Is there like a minimum of, I guess not really minimum, but they need to be earning money, not losing money, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Obviously, that's going to affect how
Yeah.
much you're gonna get approved for, right?
good. Right, for sure.
The lower your income, the less you're going to be approved for.
Of course.
It's not like, it's obviously the way it's going to be.
Right.
So why do you want to get pre-approved? We already went through that, but it is to know and to help you understand your goals and where the loan and the amount of money you're approved for fits into those goals. So it's good to like have a realistic point of view on when it comes to that. Also, as a first-time buyer, you have the options of taking advantage of a 5% down payment versus a non-first-time buyer, it's a 20% down payment.
Oh, okay.
But with a first-time buyer, there are incentives that the government offers that you could take advantage of that will really help with closing costs. I can list, after we post this, I can make a list and of all of the incentives that are available with like links.
Okay,
to
sounds great.
read up on
Yeah,
them
no,
more.
absolutely.
And then once you're pre-approved, you are going back to your real estate agent and you are telling them, this is how much I have, go and do your job, which is...
Exactly, that's where we come in.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to know how much you can afford, because we can't just like look at the market and
You'd be
start
looking for
from-
a very long time. I
Yeah,
think,
no,
if
not even
was
that. I mean, it's like you need at least a range of price that we can look at. So that's very, very important. As there's been situation wherein, actually I dealt with a couple one time, and they thought actually their bank, I'm not gonna say which bank,
We don't name
but
names.
they promise that they've been pre-approved for this amount and no problem or anything like that. Even though the bank knew that they've they've consolidated their
Oh.
debts, and I said, are you sure, and they're like, yeah, yes, we told him about it, no problem. And because they were looking at areas that are really not my area, so I recommended them to different agents, and I said, you know, I knew a couple who's ready to buy, and they like the area and stuff. And so there were two agents who were helping them in different areas. And then after that, when they were ready to buy or ready to make an offer, their bank I guess representative said, we're sorry, actually we can't give it to you.
Ouch.
Because you consolidated your finances.
Your finances.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that your bank did that to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, that I don't think that will happen if you actually go through a mortgage agent, because at the same time it's you know, they have a different process of making sure that you know,
all the T's
all
and all the
T's
I's
and I's
are dotted,
yeah,
and
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
they're all, everything's in order, and they actually know exactly what is required of the lending process itself. So I just wanted to let you know that. So what is you know, I mean, with us, what we do is that as realtors, we do have a fiduciary duty to our clients or customers, or especially the clients. And when I say that, it's because there's a difference between customers and clients. Clients do have more of we have more of a responsibility with the clients, as they do sign an agreement, a buyer representation agreement with them. And what it does is that it protects you as a buyer when you are buying a home.
Right.
It's not about to lock you into an agreement to have that agent as the only agent who can
you know what?
help you.
I'm glad that you said that, though, because I'm sure that's like very intimidating to like a lot of people. Is like,
Right.
oh, you know, sign this, and then the people are like, whoa, what?
Exactly.
No, I'm not signing. And then, you know, like if that's not explained to you, then
Well, another thing that I just want to share with you guys is that, and share with you, there is actually a line there on buyer's representation agreement, we call it BRA, that you can indicate a location where you want the agent to represent you.
right.
It could be as narrow as Mississauga, narrow as just Toronto, or even a range. Like, I mean, all I'm saying is that if you want to be more pickier than that, you can actually indicate the community itself.
Yeah,
You know,
that's-
and that means you can have as many agents as you want to be looking for different properties in areas that you think they are actually more of, I guess, more of areas that they are known
Like
for
specialized.
or specialize
Yes.
in. Exactly. So whether
And I didn't even know that. I did
Yeah.
not know that you could have more than one agent shopping for you.
Oh no,
So,
definitely.
that's
Definitely, you can.
fantastic.
Just make sure you indicate the location and the area, you know, or even let's say the type of house as well, whether it be condo or, you know,
Because there are some
detached and
agents
detached.
that specialize in types of property as well, right?
Exactly. True.
Okay.
So again, you know, as an agent, you know, we make you aware of any exemptions that you may be eligible for. You know, educate you with the neighborhood. You know, what's around. You know, if you're looking for a location or a home that is close to a school or something like that, or a transit. I mean, definitely that's really what the agent does. You know, help you look for properties, book showings, share their network of professionals. I've helped out a couple wherein, you know, I asked them, do you have a lawyer? Do you have an insurance broker for the home that they're buying? And they said no. So I'm like, here are my connections. And the lawyer just right away contacted them. The insurance agent contacted them right away too as well. And it's all in one day, and they got all the services that they need in order to purchase a home. So there are so many aspects or things, areas that we do help you with as an agent, help you with the closing, help you negotiate, and all those things. So it's not like, okay, if I were to, because I've sold my home, and if I were to actually think about it, I should probably have hired a different real estate agent. And I could definitely see the reason behind it. And it's not about, okay, well, then not all the money is not all money is gonna go to me. I mean, true, but the stress, you know, I honestly did not, as a seller, I did not know at that time how much stress I would actually
endure.
Not endure, stress that I would actually feel selling my own home. And me being the agent, you know,
Yes.
honestly, guys, someone told me about it afterwards. I'm like, she said, you know, Desiree, I could have helped you, you know, with just minimum commission, just because it's so different when you're actually sort of like more of the third person.
So
than
you
the first
understand
person.
what everybody is going through or will be going through, which is, I think, like to your advantage as a realtor, right?
Yes, that's true. Mind you, there are some realtors who are so good in buying and selling, even though they haven't done it themselves. But it's definitely more of an advantage if your realtor actually have gone through it themselves more than once. You know?
Let's say you got divorced 4 years ago, and you've been renting, and you're thinking, oh, okay, now is the time for me to get back into the market. There is one of the government programs that does help divorcees or divorced people, to get back into the market as a first-time buyer, which means it's going to help in the amount of the down payment that they need, because a first-time buyer only needs 5%. So it will help in that aspect.
And plus, they can avail of those of the first-time home buyer incentives. Right? So that's a really cool thing about that.
Yes.
And for the home owners, pretty much, of course, they have the equity of their home.
Yeah.
You know, and again, the more balance that they have on that home, the less that they can afford to actually buy, as they have to pay that first and all those things. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So again, I just want to let you know, guys, that it is really not. It's not an easy process. However, if you are choosing the right professionals to help you in purchasing a home, your stress level will be less than what you think.
Much less.
Yes, and hiring a realtor as a buyer, it's actually free. I'm not sure if you guys know that. Buyers do not pay commissions to the realtor. It's actually, you know, once you find a home, it's a done deal. It's the seller who will be the one paying the buyer's agents. The buyer's agent, I should say. So, and you know, don't be afraid to like approach as many realtors as you would like to represent you, and that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that too, because a lot of people maybe refrain from using mortgage agents for the fact that I'm gonna have to pay them this like commission of some kind. But most every situation, our commissions come from the lenders.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever is funding that person's deal. Yeah.
That's really good.
So we're basically free too.
I know. So we're kind of like in the same boat
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
it's a thing I think that gets overlooked. Like people are just like, oh, like it's not attached to a bank, so I'm gonna have to pay extra for it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Or
for
as
sure.
you, it's like, oh, like how much of a commission am I gonna have to give,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Sounds good.
But I wouldn't have even thought, well, before I wouldn't
Right.
have even thought that like when buying a home, I don't have to pay anything. I don't have to pay a realtor anything. I would never have thought that.
No.
So it's good that we're, bringing these topics up
Mhm.
to help people like better understand this process.
Exactly. So, buyers work for you. And you don't pay them anything. So, definitely, I would suggest actually, as much as possible, pick as, minimum of 3 professionals that in order for you to be able to find that person that you can connect with. Because this is all about connection. This is all about, people that you think can help you the best in terms of the situation. I remember when I had an open house just recently, I asked one of the couples that came in to see the house, they don't have a realtor, and I asked them why. Well, they said we just couldn't find one right now, and I'm like, okay. And then he said, I said, well, maybe I could offer my service, right? And then he said, are you a professional? And I'm like, just to let you know, we're all professionals, okay? The only difference is that I could probably speak for myself, is the way we handle business and the way we are to our clients. You need to be looking for someone who's knowledgeable, whose integrity is really, high up there, and who's transparent. So
Yes.
I would think of that as kind of like my main motto. I think.
Yeah.
KIT.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable, integrity, transparency. Transparency to me is so huge. As even with my first time buy back then, the agent who actually belongs to one of the biggest brokerage in Brampton back then, honestly, afterwards, did not even call me.
Oh.
Not
That's
even,
so nice.
how are you doing? Did not keep in touch. Did not think I'm gonna buy again. But
Yeah.
you know what? I became an agent, so there you go. That's a good thing about it.
It's all there.
I think that's one of the reasons why I did. I wanted to become an agent, because I'm like, you know what? Being a single mom, to me, it's already a hard process to go through the divorce, and
Yep.
not even getting the proper help that you need is like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you really need to find people that you can connect with, and people
Absolutely.
who's going to really be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think, like a good realtor, a good mortgage professional, they will definitely, you'll learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that's huge. Like, so you said like the knowledge, like
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge is huge, because just throughout the process,
Mm-hmm.
you'll learn.
Exactly, for sure.
If you have a good realtor, the realtor, like, they're guiding you, they're helping you,
Mm-hmm.
they're navigating the waters for you,
Right.
and and a good realtor, you'll learn from them.
Yes.
You'll
absolutely.
understand, because they will have that communication with you, and they will have that transparency with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
you will learn from the process of it if you have a good realtor or a good mortgage professional.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And just to close it off before we're actually done, if you guys would like a free copy of this book, I actually printed a lot, unfortunately, but it is free digitally and hard copy. Just let me know. I can send it to you. It doesn't matter. There are tons of really good information in this. I just find that, as someone had mentioned to me, Desiree, if you can kind of compress that more to like a brochure, it will be a lot better. But there is really nothing wrong with the content of this one. It's really an amazing resource. And another
Absolutely.
thing,
I
know
one
this
too.
is best. This is another one, best selling for a divorce. Again, there's two parts to it. There's actually a buying tips in here. If you want also information about that, or if you want a copy, just let me know. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to us. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're hoping to actually maybe perhaps later on do this live. If you have any feedback, suggestions, questions, any topics you want to discuss, please do send us a note, a message.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Exactly.
It's always good to have that feedback. And I hope this was informative. I hope this like helped shed some light on maybe some areas that you weren't aware of before. Knowledge is power, as they say.
Great.
Yeah.
And by the way, please do, if you want to actually know more information about buying and selling, do book my informational session at www.askdesiree.ca.
Awesome.
I think she has something else too. What's that? What's that thing that you have? The link for your information, the mortgage one.
My mortgage app. I have an
She
app.
has a mortgage app.
I have a mortgage app. So if you need, it's a really fun tool to have on your phone. I will add that link to this
Okay.
as well.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.